Hey guys, and how's it going? If you guys are new, welcome to the channel. I hope you guys like what you're seeing so far. Previously in the last video we were working on the round fender. We were pulling the engine out of it and diagnosing some wiring issues. I think at the end of the video we had just pulled the engine out of it. We were getting ready to swap it to this engine right here. Where is that engine? Oh, it's over there. Getting ready to swap engines. And I think something ended up getting in the way. Oh, I know what it was. I found a wiring diagram. I was trying to find a wiring diagram for it. I ended up finding one, but the problem with it is it doesn't show which terminal anything goes to on the key switch. So I just kind of had to guess. And we didn't have a 3-prong key switch either, and I started doing some looking around, and I think I left it, so here it is. I found a 3-prong key switch. It didn't look like this before I got it. I ended up having to clean it up. Also, this is the new ultrasonic cleaner area. Doesn't it look a lot lighter than the other one we had over there? I kind of think it does. So I moved it over here and I put all my carburetors, little bodies up there. There's an 8-horse. And then in here you can see the needles, jets, seats, floats, gaskets, bowls, butterflies and other parts. And there's a winglet. And I think that is about it. So that's where we're at right now. We've got the 3-prong key switch. I still have not figured out the wiring to it yet. I do have my guesses though for it. We are going to end up finding out if I can find, oh, actually, it says battery. What does OT mean? OT ignition. I didn't even see those on there until I cleaned it up. So, what does CT mean? Ignition, I'm going to guess is this one right here. CT, I'm going to guess is this one right here. Battery, I'd have to look at my wiring. I wish I had a diagram that showed what went where. But here's the regulator I think we're going to use. Have to unhook it from that generator. So, like I said, everything is not quite decided on yet fully. I do have a few extra pieces we could use. I'm going to end up having to do some wiring on it anyway. Today is November 3rd, voting day. Oh, you can't see the full flag. I was going around out in the front yard today showing off my support. As you guys can see, maybe you'll see it better this way. There you go. So, where'd the key go? I lost the key. There it is. So, we got a key switch picked out for the round fender. This is it right here. Also, something that happened off camera, the transmission has started to leak. It is coming out where the gear shifter is. This right here where it goes down in the transmission. You can kind of see it. But it only does it when it's driving. It doesn't leak terribly, but it does drip every so often. So I do want to go ahead and change that out. So we probably are going to end up pulling the transmission sometime soon. I'm not too terribly worried about it right now, but I am going to have to keep an eye on it. And the fluid in it does look pretty clean. Speaking of transmissions, I got to change that one in the 69, and the one in the 68 needs some help. So that's where we're going right now. We are going to try to get this guy running today. If we can't, then we will attempt to. So let me grab my wiring diagram and we will get started. I went ahead and I grabbed a wiring diagram, but while I'm thinking about it, I want to go ahead and test that key switch with a ohm meter to make sure that it works and all the connections are good. I set it down over here. When you're testing something to make sure it works, you want the meter to zero out. You want to set it for ohms. And you want to make sure it settle it. If it doesn't zero out, for example, if I was to turn it to that and it said OL, that means the switch is bad. And if I was to do this and it still said OL, the switch is bad or it's corroded full as crap. And we got to pull it apart and try to fix it, which it doesn't look like this switch comes apart unless you grind this off and pull that out. So, which I'm not really wanting to do that. So now I got it set for ohms. Can you guys see my meter? Oh yeah, you can. Cool. So when I do this, you can see it zeroes out. That means there's no resistance. There's a little bit of resistance. So currently the switch is on. Let's test it. Ready? I'm going to hook to this terminal and that terminal. Okay, I can't really get it to stay. Okay, that one's not working. Okay, maybe the switch is no good. If I could hold it better, like that. Come on. I didn't turn it off, did I? Well, let's try that. No, unfortunately, this key switch doesn't appear to work. We could still test it though and find out. Oh, ha, look at that, it does. Okay, so right there, we are getting current. Over here we're not. So I'm gonna bet this goes to the generator to turn it over to spin the motor. I think this is power in right here, and I think this is ignition. Because as soon as I turned that on, this turned on. So I'm gonna guess this one's ignition. This one goes to the generator to turn it over to start the engine, and this one right here goes to the battery. That's my guess. Again, I could even look and tell you. Yeah, I was right. This is ignition, this is battery, and this is generator. And I think one of these is also an accessory lead, right? Where'd all that come from? Yeah, one of these is an accessory lead right here. This one, oh, this one goes over to the light. Okay, I see. I see how that goes. So, okay, one of these, I think it's this one, goes to the generator light, and also this is accessory. That's not right. Hold on a minute. That's not right. I think let's test that again. But we're not getting any resistance. Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, no, we're not. Let's see. We're not. It's flashing, so it's hard to tell you. So if I turn it, if I had a way to hold it on, like that, if I had a way to hold it this way, we could test. I know the switch is good. Seeing that, I just can't get it to stay like that. Well, I would say let's just assume let's just assume that it's good, because it is taking in power. So I'm not gonna say right away that it's a good key switch, but you know, it's taking power and it's putting power out, and there is more than one way to rig it up. If this ends up not working, we could just run a push button to this and turn it on that way. There's many ways we could do it. So if it doesn't end up working where it can't turn over the generator, that's fine. I'll just put a push button there or something in place. I did that on the 68, so I can do that. That's no problem to me. Let's go on ahead and take a look at this wiring diagram, shall we? Can you guys see? Yeah, you can. Okay. Positive lead. This goes to that terminal on the voltage regulator. This one right here goes to the generator, to the field. I'm going to label that F actually, real quick, just so I know. So this lead right here, this is F. That is field. So we want an F. One there. This one is the start. So we'll put an S right there for this lead, right here. Battery terminal, this goes to the battery, yes it does. This one here goes up to the field, so that's power coming in. This goes and charges the battery, and then this right here goes to the key switch, yes it does. Then this one right here goes to there. This one right here is our safeties, so we'll just bypass that and run it right through the solenoid. I'm not going to run it through any of the safeties. And this one right here, this is the accessory lead that also goes to the ignition light, which I don't think the ignition light on it works, but I think the negative wire on the ignition light is gone. So, and then it goes up here to our coil. So power is coming in the same lead that it's going out to that. How do you kill the engine? That's interesting. Well, we'll find out, I guess. Once we get it all wired up, we'll find out. So the only problem that I see is right... Actually, hold on a minute. That right there goes down to this here. That brings power into here, doesn't it? Or does that one? What does what do on here? If that brings power into the key switch, and it also is on the same terminal as the coil, then that's not going to be able to be shut off. It's going to stay running. You're going to have to find another way to shut it off by probably pulling the spark plug wire. So then the coil is going to be charged all the time, and unless that's... It doesn't go over here. It goes to that one along with the ignition. Is there something I'm missing here? Well, we'll fight with it, I guess, and we'll see if it'll decide it wants to work. If it does, you know, then... Does this tie in right here to that? It looks like it does. It's hard to tell. So let's go on ahead, I guess, and we will go ahead and wire this. This says battery, that says ignition. And this is, you know what, I wonder. Oh, you guys can't even see it. This one says battery, ignition, T. Let's do, this is the battery coming in. Ignition, also headlights. But what's, oh, this is the generator. That's right. I think that's how it's supposed to be. Again, I'm not sure. I'm learning along with you guys on this one. I've actually never wired up a round fender before. I have, but I've wired it up as a square fender. I think you guys know what round fender I've wired up. So let's go on ahead, I guess. We'll get this thing pulled apart. We'll get the wiring out of it, take that key switch out, put this key switch in, get it wired up, rigged up, set up, whatever it needs to be. And once we get that all done, drop the new engine in, get it all held down, get everything hooked up that needs to be hooked up, and get her on. So, well, I don't think we've got anything to lose, so here we go. Nothing to it, just to do it. So let's see. One last look at my organized mess. I could actually pull that out of there and put it into a square fender if I wanted to, but okay guys, we got the other stuff pulled. I'm currently putting this key switch in. I think somebody at some point drilled this out for whatever reason, so we just got to do with what we have. So I'm gonna loosen that, take it off, and I grabbed a couple washers. I'm gonna see about putting them on there if I can. I need something to go back here and hold against that. It's too thick. All right. I need something thinner. If I had... I know what you're all saying. Yes, I know a lot has changed since the last time you guys were here. Last time you guys were here, we were putting the key switch in. There's a look. We were doing the key switch, and I was talking about wiring, and we were testing the key switch to make sure it worked. And now you're probably wondering, where am I? Well, I started doing that, and apparently the battery died on me at some point, so I threw it on the charger, and I pulled my charged battery, or so I thought was charged battery, off the charger, and it ended up not being charged. So, and it takes a little while for these batteries to charge for the camera, so I thought, well, I'll just go on ahead and finish off, I guess. We'll get this done and mounted and get this done. And then once the camera is charged, I can start where I left off, or start wherever I'm at once the camera is done charging. So this is where I'm at right now. The engine is mounted, everything is wired up. Actually, no, it is not. I have not tested it yet. The engine is wired up, but I don't have the things on the generator. This is all wired up down here, ready to go. This isn't secured, there's no gas tank. I think that is about it. So, I think now we can go on ahead. Oh, I haven't put the pulley back on yet either. Oh, there's no gas there's no oil in the crankcase, so we're gonna have to put oil in there before I forget. So remind me when we go to start the engine not to start it before I put oil in it. So that's where we're at right now. We got to put we got to hook them up. I think blue goes one of these wire. This is the coil wire right here. This goes to the coil. I haven't wired that yet. And then this goes to headlights. So this one right here is one of our coil wires. This one goes, where does this grain wire go? This goes underneath. Damn it. How convenient. They're both. Let's see. That wire is blue. So I need a blue wire, and that's what hooks to the starter. I gotta find it. Or maybe not. I gotta remember where I put things. Oh, this wire right here goes to here. Okay, I was wrong. So then what does this wire go to? And what does this wire go to? Weren't they... It's this green wire. It just kind of... Actually, it just kind of popped up out of nowhere. I don't know. I'm wondering the same thing. It just kind of popped up out of nowhere. Then there's a wire right here. If I'm correct, yes, this is field. So this goes to the generator along with that other. This is field. So let me put you guys in the stand, and we'll have to figure out what the other wire goes to. So I'm currently looking at my wiring harness, and I'm also looking at this. This white wire goes here. I know that to be a fact. This green wire, I think, actually, there's a yellow wire. That goes there on the solenoid. Here's a blue wire. I think that comes in off of Oh, I see where that blue wire goes. That blue wire goes up to here. That goes there. And up to the ignition. This is the ignition right here. So, damn it. I hate to say it, but I think we're going to have to pull this thing back apart and try to find where this green wire goes. Actually, wait a minute. Doesn't this hook to the bottom of the regulator? Yes, it does. Where does that one go? Oh. Oh, I know what this is. Okay, we were going to bypass this. I think this is that lead that I was going to just bypass. I wanted to check and make sure that everything worked before I did. Okay, I know what that is now. That goes to the bottom of the regulator. I think it's a ground. Again, I'm not sure what that is, but I don't really think we need it. I think we might be okay without it. It's just kind of a I'm not sure one, because it goes up to the light, and the light on here is no good. Well, it is good, but the terminal's busted off. So again, if we can pull it out. So again, we'll see, but yeah. I mean, we could hook it to the solenoid. We could hook it to the. It hooks to the solenoid, but we could hook it to the start terminal on here. I think we'll do that actually, just in case it is something. It's supposed to go to the solenoid on the lead that comes out to the starter, but I think. See taillights or headlights. Now I do. Ready? Did you see that? Whoa, what was that? Okay, what's touching where it shouldn't? So it's charging the coil, which isn't good. So it's touching. Something somewhere is touching that it shouldn't be. I don't see where. Let's try turning off the headlights. It's back here. I think that is it. Where I have this hooked up, I think that's our problem. So let me unhook that. The solenoid, the key switch is off, so I don't have to worry about this zapping me. If it was a problem over there, it would have done it as soon as I turned the key. Meaning it's gotta be over here. So I'm gonna guess that was the problem, and that wire is going to go. Because that's charging the coil, and it shouldn't be doing that. get this out of the way. Don't let it touch anything. Ready? Let's see. I thought so. I thought that was the problem. Let's just give it one more turn to verify that. Ready? Cool. Okay, so that was the problem right there. This was on there and it shouldn't have been. I will put electrical tape over that or something. That way it doesn't go to and give me any false signals or anything like that. I'm sure a lot of you are saying cut that wire. I'm not going to cut the wire just yet. I'm actually going to leave it there for right now. I'm just going to tape it off and put it somewhere else. That way it's out of the way. Because if I end up deciding it needs it, I can easily just undo it and put it there or wherever it goes instead of having to, you know, go back, chase it, cut the wire again, crimp it and do all that. I can just tape it off and do it this way. So, but it's still there and the tape could melt. Well, I don't think that'll be a problem. I had to do that. Let's just leave it like that for now. Give it one more test. Get that to go on there so I can put the bolt in right there where it goes. Grab my hammer and we'll take it easy. Okay guys, I was having some trouble with the PTO cover over there and also the pulley, so I just decided I'd get that all done and installed, and then after I got that done and installed I would bring you all back. So I got that installed now and I'm just going to go ahead and take this off. This is where I'm going to hook the coil wire up to. This needs to go around. I don't want it to touch any hot parts. Or I don't want it to ground either. That's another thing. So, if we can get it to... So, whoever did these crimps didn't do a very good job. If you ask me on most of these wires, that whoever had the engine before me that crimped it didn't do a very good job. Ran over there and I grabbed a 15 or 5/16. So, I knew it was one of those ways it was supposed to go. Good coil. Last time I checked it. The engine does turn over. That's good. And it doesn't stay turning over, so I'm pretty sure we wired it up how it should be. Here's the real question, does it charge the battery? That is what we are going to find out next. Let me grab my terminals. And we will get this put on here. There we go. There we go. Get this crimped. Get it as tight as we can get it. Put it on. Where's that? There it is. We'll get the nut put on. Hopefully everything done right, and it should run. Not gonna say it's gonna run, but before we test it, just in case there's gas in there, we need to put oil in it because there is no oil in the crankcase, and I really don't want to burn the engine up that I just put in here. So let me grab some oil. We'll put some oil in there. You know, let's hook our throttle up right now while I'm thinking about it. That's actually not a bad idea. I still need to hook the choke up. Cool. Let me hook the choke up also. Choke might be a pain because I liked it where I had it before. Where is it? There it is. Before I had it going around the front of the engine. Now with the generator piece, I'm not sure if I can do that anymore or not. I don't feel like having it get pulled in by the generator. Which, with the other engine, we never had to ever choke it. So, let me grab the mount off of. Yeah, that's loose. Whatever there. Luckily, I brought this bolt with me. Now I just got to decide where I want to bring the choke line through. I wouldn't mind bringing it through here, but I really don't want it to get pulled into the generator pulley. If you guys know what I'm talking about. Because that is right there now, so maybe I'll just be better off manually choking it. How did I have it before? Just right now what I'm actually trying to remember is how I had it before. I think I had it run underneath through there. But there's nowhere to put it underneath. Right there. Another thing about this engine is it doesn't have the drain pan on, or the drain bolt on bottom. The drain bolt is actually over here. So you'll have to take the engine out in order to change the oil. Yes, I know it kind of sucks, and I was going to swap this engine bottom, but I kind of forgot about it until just now, so there's still a chance we could do it. I'm just going to end up probably open this a different way. This is not worth my time screwing with it. There we go, right there. I want to rig it up now so it doesn't get sucked in. Let me get that tightened. We'll get this tightened down first. Oh, I see what the problem is. That slid through. So the thing that shouldn't be in there is. I feel like before I actually had it flipped. I think I did. Instead of it going in this way, it actually came in from the other side. I think that's how I had it before. Is there a way I can get it like that without ruining the cable? Or? I don't think so. This has just turned into more of a pain in the ass than I think it's worth. So. I think next time I'll just part it. Next time I end up having to pull the engine out. I think if we run it from up here as our choke, it'd be nice if we could run it like that. I don't think we'll be able to do that way. We can't do that though, because now it's ribbing on the belt. I don't ever think before that I had to choke the other engine. I think we might be able to get away with it being not hooked up. Let me put the gas tank in. We'll get that all hooked up. We'll try starting the engine and then we'll put oil in it. Or we'll put oil in it first. Thanks for reminding me. I'd be glad if I could come on here and tell you guys this thing fit, but unfortunately I don't think it's going to. Now we might be able to get away with putting it over here instead. I had that might be how we have to do it. I wanted to have the fuel filter on this side like I did before, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I'm going to go over here. What are we hitting? Damn it. Is there a way I can lift this at all? So I can't get it in. So, shit. So I want to go in. It's hitting on that Is there a way I can drop this at all, or? Okay guys, I've come up with a solution. I have another one of these that came off of a John Deere, and it actually goes down a lot lower than this one does. So we're gonna swap that for that one. So, and hopefully, we're gonna hope for the best. I didn't realize that was gonna be a problem. It just kind of didn't really appeal to me that we were gonna have this problem, because I thought, well, I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought, well, it worked before for whoever, for the John Deere when they did the round fenders before, so it'll work now, but I guess not. So, I didn't realize how much lower it actually needed to be than what it is. Keep in mind, I've never done this before. This is my first time, so don't get too nasty with me. I'm right there. Again, not a good idea, but there we go. So we'll pick this up. Let me grab the John Deere piece and hopefully be back with better results. I grabbed this bracket. We'll see if it helps any, which apparently I don't think it's going to, but maybe it will, maybe it won't. Yeah, I think that's too far back. That just made the belt loose. I don't think that is gonna help any, but we'll see, I guess. As long as those don't touch the bottom of the engine, we might have taken a detour or a wrong turn. But this is lower than the one we had on there before, so maybe it's in the same spot though, which kind of throws me, but we'll see. Ready? Of course, it's hitting that stupid thing again. So, okay. Unless it's supposed to be shifted off that way a little bit, but I don't think so. If it would just go down that way a bit, it would work. Not sure how helpful it's going to be. Probably not at all helpful. If it would... If we could get that washer, if that was a flat nut, terminals touching the bottom of the gas tank, it looks like. So I think the terminal, yes it is touching the bottom of the gas tank. So here's my idea I'm thinking of. I want to take this engine mount off of this engine. I'm pretty sure it's not going to work on the Kohler, but luckily I do have a few other Kohlers sitting around, so we can try it on one of them and see if it works. Not sure what the Kohler mount looks like that holds the generator, but I'm sure we'll find out. I don't want to look it up at the same time I do. I want to find out what it is. That way I can figure it out for myself and then know what to do. So I'll be right, let me go over here to this engine, we'll find out. This right here is a K181 that came out of an 110. I want to know, okay, that would be back too far. How about if we put it, that would be up too high, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think that would be up too high, actually. Well, apparently these won't work. Yeah, it won't line up, so, okay. The Kohler mount looks different than the Tecumseh mount. Damn. Let me do some thinking about it, and I will go on ahead and I'm either going to end this video here, or I'll come back tomorrow and we will dive into this again, and I'll think about it tonight. I'm going to try not to look anything up. I'll think about it, and if I can think of something we can do, then I'll do that, or I'll just probably end up looking it up and trying to find a model number. So I do have plates upstairs. If we could make something to drop the mount down just a little bit, that'd be great. But then I'd be drilling into the side of the block and tapping it. That's the thing. Wherever I put them, I'll be drilling into the block and tapping the holes, and we're at risk of oil leaking out and stuff getting into the engine and ruining it, and we just don't want that to happen. So I think for right now that's where I'm going to leave it. If I do end up ending this video here, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, or check and make sure you're subscribed. Sometimes YouTube does unsubscribe people for whatever reason. So if it says you're not subscribed but you were subscribed, hit that subscribe button again and it'll resubscribe you. It's done that to me before on a few other channels. So I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. I decided not to end the video just yet. There is a couple things I do want to look into. I was thinking about it last night, and I'm almost wondering if we can drop the generator down somehow. I was thinking about right here where the bolt goes through. I looked at the one of these for the wheel horde for the John Deere, and it looked the exact same as the one that's on there right now. It might have been a little bit lower, it might not have, but it looked just about the same. So I think I'm going to leave this one on there for right now. I do want to try and lower this down, that or raise this up just a little bit, or put a dent in the side of the gas tank and see if we can avoid this. I really don't want to do that either, but I think we need to check it first to make sure that it's got spark, you know. What else? Sure does slip around. What that is, but that's what we got to do right now, is figure out that problem. If we had a longer one of these and the generator could go this way a little bit more, get the belt tighter and also have it go over a little bit more, maybe we could get the gas tank in there and this terminals wouldn't touch it either. It's a tough decision. I know what it needs, but I just don't want to order the part. I don't really want to put much more money into this thing than I already have, so it's just a matter of, can I get it running how it is, or is there a way I can... Another thing I was thinking about, somehow we could drop the motor down. If we were to lift this up, move it from this bolt hole to this bolt hole, then there would be a bolt hole right here that we'd need to do, and this wouldn't be here, this would be moved up. Plus, this would flop around and move around, and I think this would be over the hood, if I'm correct. The hood wouldn't be able to shut with it up like that. So that's another thing I was thinking about doing, but I don't think I will. I'm really not sure. I've kind of started leaning towards putting the starter back on it, and I should have just left it alone, but so where do we go from here? I just didn't want to end the video like that yesterday. For those of you who are old school like me and don't use spark plug testers, I've got another method for you guys to try. Stick your hole in the finger, or stick your finger in the hole, turn the key, and if it sparks, you'll know. But this is my method right here. This has been proven true. Ready? That's got good spark. So we got spark, nice orange spark. Very, very bright spark. So that's good. I'm debating on what I want to do next, because we've got a couple of things we need to do and a couple of things I want to do, you know, so do we want to try and get the generator to hold, or do we want to put oil in it and gas and just take it out and joyride it a little bit? First thing is first. Let me go grab the oil, and I'll put some oil in the crank. Then once we get some oil into it, we can put some gas in it, I guess, and see if it'll start. Went over and grabbed my funnel. It is actually 60 degrees outside right now, and it's October. It's funny because last week we had snow, so I went ahead and opened the door to bring some heat in. I set my funnel over here somewhere. Pull this out. It's got a little bit of oil on it, it looks like. For those wondering, I did drain the oil out of it. I was going to put new oil in it, but never did. I think that's bad enough. Significant leaks, then pretty sure I drained all the, I know I drained all the oil out of it, but I feel like I put oil back in it not long ago. Still not full. A little bit more in than I expected. I think here in a few couple months there's going to be some changes. It is currently November 4th and things are not looking too good, so really don't want to get too much into the presidential election and cause trouble, but just things aren't looking too good right now for us. So I don't want to put too much in there. I want to put enough. Seems every time I fill one of these 8 horses, they are always over. That's halfway. Halfway. We have hit the halfway mark. Give it a little bit more. I think I've learned my lesson not to put the lid on the oil can just yet. Cool. Engine's full of oil. I'm going to spin it over a little bit just to give it some chance to get the oil around. Ready? Okay. I don't see any oil leaking, so that's good. That's another thing I'm looking for, is making sure no oil is leaking. I want to put gas to it, but at the same time I can't put the gas tank in. That's got a starter generator on it, so it's not going to hurt it to spin running it as a motor for a while. As long as you're not trying to drive it uphill or use it to pull something heavy or drive around, you'll be fine. Okay, I gotta remember how far off we were, how much things needed to change. So let me get this put in. If I can. Okay. Let's see what our problem is out here. I am wondering if we have a longer one of these at the same time. Because if we can get it to go down farther, put more tension, I don't think that would be out of the way of this though. That's the thing. But if it was longer, so that brings me back to this guy. You know what? Let's take this off, this arm, and we'll put this other arm that I have in my hand on, and we'll just see. I think this is 7. Yeah. And we'll just see what that gets us. Alright? Because I'm kind of suspicious. And I'm wondering if that might be our brake. I did look on Google, however, I could not find the engine bracket right here. I think this is the same as what it should be. I think this actually came off of the one engine I was talking about, came off a round fender. Tighten those down. These tighten down, and then there we go. Let's do this. We're gonna be able to get it to go far enough. We'll throw a bolt in there real quick. Oh, you know what? I do have longer bolt or belts. So we could try one of them. Let's just see how far over we can get it to go without touching anything that it shouldn't. You guys think that'll work right there? I can already see the hate comments coming for me doing this, but I'm trying to get it to work. I'm not trying to get it to be perfect. So we'll leave that loose for now. And I think we'll put a bolt in here. And that, where did that one bolt go? I'm wondering right now if I should just I really kind of want to put this, flip it around to be on this side of the generator, but I think I'm going to do that. I mean, I've got it lined up. If I can get it to start threading, that would be great. Am I turning it the right way? There we go. There we go. I told you I'd get it. So we'll get that tightened on. As long as that's not touching our regulator. This terminal right here is not touching the regulator, but I am going to put electrical tape on it or something because I'm worried that it might spark over. Let's put this in and just see how things look. I think it already looks a little bit better. What am I getting? I guess. Let's just take this off completely. Who said we couldn't do that? That one over there is going to be fine. This one's the problem right here because of the fuel being in the way. There. Oh, it's wanting to cooperate. I think that's in about as far as it's gonna go, unfortunately. So I feel like the round fenders had a smaller gas tank or something. Let's try closing this. That's not gonna work. I know there's a few ways we can do this, but I think this is the method of destruction that I have chose for a couple reasons. So I think if we hit it here and just dent this in as much as we can, I think that'll help us.
Again, I don't want it to go too far.
I think that might be in a little bit far enough. Let's turn it on its side and make sure it doesn't leak. We might go on a little bit more. Go ahead, look at that. It don't leak. Ooh, I was kind of worried. I think I want to go in with it a little bit more right here, maybe over here. Go on ahead and leak test it really quick. Cool. So let's try it. It ain't wet or anything, so I guess that's another thing we could have done was heated it up a little bit. That might have helped. Oh, look at that. Ha! I told you guys it would work. Look at that. We got it. It is square on that side, and it looks like it is square on this side. So I would say that we've got it. Got it right where I want it. Let's close this. Look at that, it shuts. You guys know what that means, right? I think it's time to put some more gas in it and get it running. So I would say we took it. Actually, we might have taken it in a little bit too far. It's touching, but it's not touching too bad to the point where it's not gonna work, you know, but at the same time it's touching. I'm gonna have to find some fuel line for that. To be honest with you guys, I knew it wasn't gonna leak. Because these aren't welded together. I'm not sure how they make them, but I know they're not welded together. Or at least around the edges they're not. They might be up on top. Up on top and here at the seams, but not on the sides. They're rolled. They're rolled on the sides, as you can see. Now, if that was squared that off, that might have made it a little bit easier. But at the same time, it being rounded sheet metal like that was kind of on my side. You know, that made it just a little bit that much easier for me to do that. And apparently, this belt is still going to fit. So I would say that's good. Let's see if we can get it to fit without going around. We can't move this up anymore. It's kind of stuck where it is now. So can't be adjusted unless we take the engine apart. I guess another thing that we could do is this. I want to get it to go around. It'd be nice to get it in that groove, but I don't want to ruin the belt. There we go. Just like I wanted it. So everything seems to fit perfect. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Actually, no, nothing is touching. It might be okay. Let's check. Ready? Look at that. We got her. Okay, so I would say we've got it perfect. Hood closes and opens. I am going to tighten this belt right there. Not sure how much, but I will tighten it down a little bit. As long as you don't go crazy when you're trying to manipulate something to go your way. Okay, everybody, I went ahead and plumbed a fuel system for it. I got kind of tired of messing with it and just turned off the camera. And I started throwing stuff together, so we're going to see if we can get this thing to go. We may have to put more gas in it, but we'll see. Ready? I wonder if it's even getting gas. I don't smell nothing. Let me put some more. Actually, I'm gonna put some more gas in there. Let's find out how much gas is in there. I'm just gonna fill it up to where it should be primed. I think my fuel system might just be a little bit too high up. Right there. I don't want to put too much. It's leaking. Well, let's try to get it going quick. That float bowl on bottom is not going to be staying. Ready? Sounds like it's needing to be adjusted. Let's try it again. a while. We'll get it outside so it doesn't smoke out my building. I think this engine likes to drink oil. It's starting to clear up. Let's try throttling it down. We'll play with it a little bit. If the belt was hooked up, I'd drive it. It looks like it's burning oil, you can see. So, I'm not sure. It's clearing up though, which is good. That could be from last time we ran it too. So, let me shut it off and I'll hook the belt up. Shut it off and I'll get the belt hooked up, get everything off the seat. Maybe we'll take it for a drive. I'll be back. Okay guys, got that belt hooked back up. So let me go on ahead and try and let me get this off of my ramps. Here's my little setup. This is how I get underneath of it. And I put that belt back on the transmission. So let's try it again. Got everything unhooked. Let's go on ahead and try this guy out. See how it does. I'll put it back. Took it outside and drove it around for a little bit. I'd say it's been maybe about an hour or two since last time I was, since I fixed it. And been driving it around ever since then. And it seems like it's been doing pretty good. It's smoking a lot less. It's kind of dark out, so it's hard to tell really if it is or not. But it does look like it's smoking a lot less, and it's got less of a smell. So I think it might be doing better. I will take it back out tomorrow and play with it some more, but I'll just let you guys listen to it. Now before, when we tried starting it, it shot a whole bunch of smoke out. Now it ain't doing it. So I'd say I've got it pretty good dialed in, so it should be alright. I did put the front grille on it. Usually when I put the front grille on this tractor, I have all sorts of problems come along after that, but now it's not doing anything, so I'm not that worried about it. So is there anything else that I want to talk about before I end the video? I checked the oil and it's still got oil in it, so I'd say it's doing okay. Generator is charging the battery. I have been keeping an eye on that actually. And I think that is just about it. I got to do something about the fuel issue this tractor has, but it's got a little bit of a leak, so once I get the fuel leak figured out, I think I'm just going to get rid of that sediment bowl and put a angle on there. So thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. I really want to thank you guys for 200 subscribers. I went on this morning and looked when I uploaded the video that I uploaded today, and there was 203 subscribers, so I really want to thank you guys for that. It really means a lot to me to see that. And it wasn't even it's been, how long has it been since I made the 100 subscriber video? I can't remember, but it really means a lot to see that I've got 200 subscribers now. So, and not everybody watches the videos, unfortunately, but it's cool to see that I've got some subscribers. So I really want to thank you guys for that. It just really means a lot to me. It's hard for me to explain how much it means to me to see that you guys are actually subscribing to the channel. And I hate doing it, but I think when I say make sure you guys are subscribed, that's when I notice more people subscribe. So I think I'm going to get off of here. I think sometime later on I am going to grease the front axle on this tractor, because it does steer kind of sloppy. Not when I say sloppy, I mean it steers kind of hard, so it does need some grease. Once it gets some grease to it, it should solve that problem. It's still leaking. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see you all in the next video. Take care.